guys always record the recorders?
Yeah, it's been nice room for us. Well, but I can come over from the mornings.
So, this live streaming probably here.
We can hear you talking.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the entrance of our official party. Please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Browning.
Almighty God, this morning we gather as friends and family to witness the culmination of a long journey. It did not start 7.5 weeks ago, but it was born in an idea of what if. What if I was to leave the comfort of my home and live in a training dorm where my robe clothes would be inspected to standards? What if I had to get up early for physical training and study throughout the day? What if I were to commit to something bigger than me? What if I could become an American airman? The what ifs are now reality for these men and women standing before us. Our hearts beam with pride as we share this moment with them. We honor the sacrifice and effort of these men and women as they have accomplished this very significant event. A cadre of training professionals have stretched them physically, emotionally, socially, and spiritually. Early on, many wondered if they had made a mistake. Early on, many wondered if they could make it. Yet, under the crucible of pressure, these men and women were transformed from a group of individuals into airmen. Today, they join the world's preeminent force of air, space, and cyberspace. They have joined the world's greatest air force, powered by airmen, fueled by innovation. With their answer to our nation's call, they now commit themselves to follow a long and rich heritage of honor and valor. They now commit themselves to accept the responsibility of being wingman, leader, warrior. They are newest American airmen. In this we rejoice. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's basic military training graduation parade. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony, the Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas, Colonel William Fisher, accompanied by his wife, Janie. The Superintendent, Air Force Basic Military Training, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas, Chief Master Sergeant Chris Simpson. Today's reviewing official is the Commander, 2nd Air Force, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi, Major General Bob LaRue, accompanied by his wife, Leslie. From the 37th Training Wing, the Commander, 37th Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas, Colonel Roy Collins, and his wife, Jennifer. The Vice Commander, 37th Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas, Colonel Jeffrey Follison, and his wife, Kim. The Command Chief Master Sergeant, 37th Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas, Chief Master Sergeant Sharon Fuller, and her husband, Todd. Also in attendance with us today, the Command Chief Master Sergeant, 2nd Air Force, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi, Chief Master Sergeant Pharrell Thomas. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 37th Training Wing is proud to welcome each of you. We hope that you enjoy today's ceremony. The airmen who will pass in review today have completed a demanding 7.5-week program that provides Air Force units throughout the world with trained airmen. Part of this training includes the time-proven concepts of military customs and traditions, which this parade is a vital part. All graduating airmen will also march over the enlisted heroes' wall. They will lead the way for thousands of airmen that will follow. all reflecting on our enlisted heritage, tradition of honor, and our legacy of valor. Our Commander of Airmen is Staff Sergeant Charles Bell, Military Training Instructor, 324th Training Squadron. General LaBruta will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of ruffles and flourishes. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating airmen passing in review today represent a portion of 38,000 recruits who will complete basic military training this year. The 737 training group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the enlisted corps of the greatest air force in the world. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic study, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork, they are ready to take their place in the United States Air Force. The flights you will view today are a representation of the enlisted force. Each flight represents an enlisted member of the Air Force who has embodied our core values and contributed to its heritage. As our graduates turn left onto the bombing, pass and review, they will march over the enlisted heroes' walk. The airmen recognized on their papers have been awarded our nation's highest honors, representing heroic and unselfish actions as members of the United States Air Force in armed conflict, including present-day operations in Afghanistan. They include 7 Medals of Honor, 26 Air Force Crosses, and 173 Silver Stars, awarded for bravery during encounters with hostile enemy combatants. These enlisted heroes serve to inspire all airmen to execute their duties courageously, with honor, in their service to this great nation. Armed with a knowledge of our past, the airmen will exit the hero's walk by marching over a blue line, signifying their accession into the greatest air power in the world. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by the 737 Training Group's Drum and Bugle Corps, Murray Flight, with the 321st Training Squadron, performing today under the direction of Master Sergeant Sherry Wynn, hometown Chattanooga, Tennessee. These airmen are also in basic military training, but have been hand-selected to perform for ceremonies of this type. We would like for you to notice our national, state, and territorial flags. As these flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesy for our national flag. Once the flags are passed in review, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all of our guests the opportunity to view the flights as they pass in review. Training Squadron. Representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 10, Kingston Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Danielle Silvano, hometown, Fountain Valley, California. From the 321st Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 9, Vinegar Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Christopher Smith, hometown, Sacramento, California. From the 321st Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 12, Bennington Flight, led by Master Sergeant Manira Ochoa, hometown, San Juan, Texas. From the 323rd Training Squadron, representing the Air Force Combat Action Medal recipient, Blue Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Andres Rojas, hometown, Roselle, New Jersey. The squadron selected as the color guard is from the 323rd Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Joseph Thompson, hometown, Dayton, Ohio. The flights selected to carry our national, state, and territorial flags are from the 322nd Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, Number 1, Aerie Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Angelo Zafoya, hometown, Colorado Springs, Colorado, and Technical Sergeant Rene Riojas, hometown, San Antonio, Texas.
Head up! Get up!
The B Squadron Commander is Staff Sergeant Federico Arriaga, Military Training Instructor, 320th Training Squadron, hometown, Wauchula, Florida. From the 323rd Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 16, Roy Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Aisha Jones, hometown, Port of Spain, Trinidad, and Tobago. From the 323rd Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 17, Cody Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Joseph Guzman, hometown, Orlando, Florida. From the 323rd Training Squadron, representing a Medal of Honor recipient, Matthews Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Ryan Glenn, hometown, Augusta, Georgia. From the 324th Training Squadron, representing the 1st Female Combat Arms Major Command Program Manager, Pat Waldo Flight, led by Master Sergeant Janet Wilson, hometown, Merced, California. From the 324th Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 2, Harlow Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Jacob Savoy, hometown, Larose, Louisiana. From the 324th Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 15, McKinley Flight, led by Technical Sergeant John Toomey, hometown, East Providence, Rhode Island. From the 324th Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 11, Campanelli Flight, led by Master Sergeant David Barr, hometown, Lewiston, Maine. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the United States Air Force Song. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention to the right as 4 T-6A Texan 2s render a flying salute to our graduated airmen. These aircraft are from the 559th Flying Training Squadron, 12th Flying Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio, Randolph, Texas. Over the last 7.5 weeks, the airmen before you have transformed from civilians into motivated, disciplined warrior airmen with the foundation to serve in the world's greatest air force. Once these airmen leave basic military training, they will enter Airman Suite, where they will develop the critical thinking skills and further personalize their Air Force core values. They will continue on to technical training to learn the skills needed to perform in one of 130 Air Force specialties. They will then move on to serve at one of over 84 Air Force bases around the world, or work directly with our sister services. As these airmen move on to technical training, they will continue to focus on adapting to military requirements, achieving occupational proficiency, and learning how to be highly productive members of the Air Force. These men and women will prepare for increased responsibilities and must ensure that they are trained, qualified, and ready to deploy and operate in an expeditionary environment while maintaining home station readiness. Of the hundreds and thousands of American citizens that enter the workforce each year, less than 1% have joined the ranks of the United States military, and an even smaller percentage in the U.S. Air Force. You should be proud of their accomplishments thus far. The airmen before you have reached a milestone in their Air Force journey and will require your continued support to assist them in their future endeavors. These airmen in the future of our Air Force will have to pave the way for future generations of airmen as we continue to fly, fight, and win. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our Squadron Honor graduates, as well as their families. Basic Military Training Honor graduates distinguished themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all airmen graduating in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, service before self, and sustained excellence these airmen displayed throughout basic military training earned them this outstanding distinction. The airmen march forward for the oath of enlistment. We would like to thank the families and friends who are here in support of the airmen graduating today. Your words of encouragement help motivate these airmen through 7.5 weeks of basic military training. On behalf of the United States Air Force and Air Force Basic Military Training, we extend our thanks to the many families and friends of American airmen for the support of your airmen and the greatest air power the world has ever known. General LaGrue will now come forward and address our graduated airmen.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How about this South Texas day? Simply spectacular here in Military City, USA. And what we find time and time again is as you come from across the nation, you get a little taste of this great city and what they do for this wonderful community and what they do for all of us that have the opportunity to serve here, is that you decide to stay. You know, it's that good. And I'll tell you what, we couldn't ask for a more spectacular day to be able to do what was just done for our United States Air Force. With the backdrop of the American flag, with the incredible viewing stands and all of you that are here to celebrate. And I tell you what, how about your airmen, huh? What do you think of that? My boss, Lieutenant General Robertson's the Air Education and Training Command Commander, and what he likes to say, and what we all know, is that air power starts right here. That's what it's all about. That's our mission. And every single day, every one of us that wear this cloth of the nation understand the mission that we have is to support and defend. And we take that very, very seriously. On behalf of all of us, to the families that are here, the moms, the dads, the sisters, the brothers, the grandmas, the grandpas, the extended family that made your way to San Antonio to experience the first step into the Air Force, we want to thank all of you. We could not do our jobs without the love and the support of our families. We know that you're going to be behind your airmen every step of the way. And now your airmen are part of our Air Force. And all of us have a debt of gratitude to you, our American citizens, for contributing your sons and daughters. And believe me, we will take great care of them. Give it up for our families that are here today. And all of us that serve currently fully understand that we are standing on the shoulders of giants. Men and women that have actually served our nation over the years. And so to all our veterans that are in the audience, would you please stand? Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, Coast Guard, everybody that has learned the cause of our nation, thank you for your service. Thanks for everything that you've done for our nation. And thank you to the families who sacrificed so all of you can serve. Thank you for being here. And finally, to Colonel Collins and to the incredible 37th Training Wing, and in particular, the men and women, the professionals that we call our military training instructors. Look at every single one of them. I'm going to tell you, this old general officer went on a diet for about 1 month to make sure that when I was in my blues, my gig line would be straight, my hat would be on correct, and that's what I learned from these incredible professionals who invested in everything they had over the last 7.5 weeks to make sure that the citizens Your sons and daughters have what they need to be able to experience what the United States Air Force is all about. They're the ones that made sure that they understood the requirements every day. They made sure that they were there to help them succeed in our United States Air Force. They're the ones that actually launched them into their careers as they get into Airmen's Week, where we reinforce everything that these MTIs have taught them, and then they get into the technical training platforms where the MTLs, our military training leaders, will take what these MTIs have done, build on it, and create the best airmen in the world's greatest Air Force. Let's give it up to our MTIs. And finally, to my wingmen, the 860 new airmen that are on this parade field. I entered the United States Air Force 26 August 1981, and just like you, I came through basic military training. I had 45 hours of college credit. I earned my first 2 stripes when I was at Keesler Air Force Base at technical training. I want to let all of you know that the world is at your feet. The United States Air Force is built by legends who were leaders. Every one of you need to understand that now you are part of us. You're a part of the long blue line. And every one of you can do what you need to do to become leaders, warriors, and wingmen in the world's greatest Air Force. Set your goals as high as you can. Don't settle for the standard. Set a new standard of excellence and make every single day count. That's what Bob LaBruta has done over the last 35 years. And here I am now as the 2nd Air Force Commander. If you want to be Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, do it. If you want to be a 2-star general in the United States Air Force leading this command, set that goal now. Do your best every single day. Great mentors are going to make the most of your talent and lead from the front. Are you ready to join the world's greatest Air Force? And raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. General LaBruta will now administer the oath of enlistment.
I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
That I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And the orders of the officers appointed over me.
And the orders of the officers appointed over me.
According to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
According to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Airmen. You are now part of the world's greatest Air Force.
Thank you, General LaBruta. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as our newest airmen recite the Airman's Creed and remain in place for the departure of the official party. I am an American airman.
I, warrior, I advance my nation call. I am an American airman. My mission is fly like a wind. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American airman, guarding my freedom and justice. My nation's sword and shield, its century of vengeance. I protect my country with my life. I am an American airman. We keep it forward. I will never tear it apart. I will never fall.
Toast. Except drummers in place cadence.
Thank you. Please be seated.